Hey, what's going on, everybody? In this video, we are talking about Sorare Week 18. And for the last slate, it was a rough one for me. I'll go over my lineups quickly in this, then go over some value plays and the new game modes that they're doing as well for Sorare, which are pretty cool, and some strategy around those in this one. And also, I talked briefly about Top Shot in my last video, and someone actually signed up with the referral link. I think that's the first time and probably since the first month it came out that someone signed up with it. I think it's kind of a cool time right now for Top Shot. If you didn't watch my last video on Top Shot about the 12 days of Hoop Miss, check it out. But I'm not going after these hot packs, but the Top Shot Secret Santa I'm definitely doing, and you're going to get free $15. I'd be buying $1 moments, trading it into the Secret Santa. You could possibly get something really good on Top Shot. They've been loading the Secret Santa, trade in your $1 moments, and you can get something like this Duncan Robinson Legendary. It sold for $1,500 back in February. Now it's selling, I guess, under $300, but still some pretty good hits there, and you get free money for doing it. So if you're not in Top Shot, definitely check the link in the description and sign up. I think it's a good time right now, honestly, and also check out my last video on that. But now, already back to Sorare here. So my common contest here, this one was decent, I guess. Kuminga was disappointing, and Okongwu, basically all the chalk that we talked about and that everyone played did not hit last week. So it was kind of an interesting week. Okongwu didn't really hit. His highest score was 21. Kuminga was 11. Bamba was pretty good at 30. But then Gobert, who I liked, didn't play for injury. Landale was a huge chalk play. Only got 5. They don't show his score before that, but it was 34 before that. And then this lineup was killed, obviously, because Giannis didn't play. Everyone else did pretty good. And then my limited contenders were terrible as well. Again, that chalk. Okongwu was terrible. Moses Brown was terrible. He got 1, which was insane. I was expecting some big things from Moses Brown. He started one game, I believe, and then just didn't even play in the other or something like that. Crazy. And he was chalk, as well as the Mavericks guys, 7 from McGee, 12 from Powell. Bertans didn't even play with Kleba out, so this lineup was ruined. Dort did well, but I played all 3 Mavericks, probably a stupid idea, and Moses Brown, so terrible lineup. So hopefully we can bounce back this week. Just wanted to show you guys that even playing the chalk and all these guys that people are talking about, you're not guaranteed good lineups. So just keep that in mind. It is the reality of daily fantasy sports and especially basketball. So for this week, again, we got some similar contests that we've seen before, but we have the common all defense and limited all offense. We're going to focus more, I guess, on limited all offense because it is a paid prize versus this is just another common prize. But some pretty cool contests here. And as always, I like to look who has 3 games. I think the Jazz are the only team that has 3 games on this slate, so targeting Jazz players could be a pretty good idea this week. I think every other team has 2 games or less, so I like targeting Jazz players. So first, let's talk about some value on this slate. Obviously, Anthony Davis is going to be out for over a month. The huge chalk here is going to be Thomas Bryant. His price is up to $43. Absolutely insane. I'm not paying that, but if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I like to stack backups like this and watch as their price goes way up and sell them like this. I mean, I'm sure Thomas Bryant was under $5 for most of the season so far, and now it's up to 43, so that's kind of my strategy around that. At a 16 cap, he's obviously a good play. He could easily get 30, maybe even 40 plus with close to 50. So rare points, but definitely the best chalk, but the price is way up there. Last week, I tweeted out Naz Reid. If you're not following me on Twitter, I do post more value plays there closer to lock time after my video, so definitely follow me there. It'll be linked down in the description. It's at Best Dunks. And Naz Reid was one I tweeted out. I only tweeted out 3 players. Reid hit a 52. Absolutely insane there. I think he's hurt, might not play in their game for this slate, so keep that in mind, but still would be a pretty good play as long as Gobert may be out again. So going back to Thomas Bryant, Damian Jones is a player that I kind of like as a pivot off of Thomas Bryant. It's more risky because he's not guaranteed, honestly, to even play more than 10 minutes in any of these games. But, I mean, if Bryant does get hurt, or maybe Jones just plays better than Thomas Bryant and starts getting 25 minutes a game instead of Bryant, and Bryant's maybe getting 23 and they're splitting center minutes, Jones' price could go way up, and he's got an 8 cap. Jones is one that I stacked earlier. I got this for $2 earlier in the season because I knew Anthony Davis was always hurt, and I thought Jones was the next man up. Forgot they had Thomas Bryant, honestly, and didn't think he would come back from injury this soon. So didn't pay off as much as I like to, but I might play this as a severe wild card and kind of ceiling play that, what do you call it, boom or bust, kind of like a punt play that could go off or could get you, honestly, could get you 0, or he could get you 5 points like Jack Landale did last week. And speaking of Landale, he is supposed to be out, and DeAndre Ayton is actually questionable. So the guy that would fill in there is Biyombo, who I actually tweeted out last week. His price is $9, pretty affordable at an 11 cap, makes for some pretty good value. He had a 19, 17, 24 his last 3 games. So even not when given big minutes, he can hit a 24. He could be getting a huge minutes here. Could easily get above 30, maybe even 40. $9, pretty good price, I would have to say. For the Thunder, they said that SGA and Giddey are going to be out for Monday's game. So that definitely opens up value. But they also said that Trey Mann, they sent to the G League for some reason. His cap's 12, his price is 12, but I don't think he's going to play Monday. I'm not exactly sure if he does. This could be a really good play, but also looking at the last game when SGA and Giddey didn't play, Mann only played 18 minutes off the bench, and really who we saw benefit, this Jalen Williams, who got 30, but he was 0 for 8, and we saw Isaiah Joe benefit and K'Wan Williams. So I guess those 3 guys is who I would be targeting. Some pretty good deals on those guys. And they have multiple Jalen Williams, so you got to make sure you're buying the right one. This one is the guy who played all the minutes, and his cap's 21. But they also have another Jalen who played, I think, 15 minutes it was, and his cap's 6 and price is 4. So make sure you're buying the correct one. And then the other is K1. How do you spell K1? It's not K1 at all. It's Kenrich Williams. So his is $11.90. Pretty fair price, and his cap's only 15. You saw in this game, he got 32 minutes. I think he plays a little point guard. Does a little of everything. 11 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds, and a steal. How many Sorare points was that? 33. So that seems like the best deal right now. Honestly, I might have to scoop this one up at this pretty good price of just $11.90. And honestly, for value right now, that's all we really have news on to find any value. So that's what I'm going for now. Follow me on Twitter for more value plays. And now let's check out these defense and offensive game types they have here. So the first thing I noticed about this limited all offense before even looking at it is there's only 230 prizes and almost 2,000 people have registered. So essentially right now, over 1,700 people that have entered this already are not going to win anything. And I guarantee you this number is going to go pretty high up compared to the limited contender. If you are just a limited player like myself, these are 2.2 thousand prizes, and there's only 3,400 people that have entered. So your odds are so much better in the contender. So I'm going to use my better players in the contender. But for those looking to play in limited offense, there is definitely some strategy to this. The scoring categories here, points, assists, rebounds, threes, double-double, triple-double are the only things that count. I'm pretty sure you only get a 1-point bonus for double-double and 1 for triple-double. So that doesn't really matter. Threes do matter a lot in this. And also something to note is turnovers. They say they're not counted here. I don't know if they just didn't say that or if they aren't. So look for players to get low turnovers. Hopefully that's the case, but that's what I'm seeing right now, and that's kind of where we can get an edge. Those players that don't turn the ball over a lot, and then also players that don't get a lot of steals and blocks, because they're price and average score is going to be inflated from previous contests where they get a lot of steals and blocks. So these players that don't get as many steals and blocks and don't turn the ball over are going to be more valuable for this limited offense competition, or whatever you call it, contest. So just coming over to ESPN and just doing a basic look here, like Embiid, he gets 1.2 steals, 1.6 blocks, pretty high. That's 2.8 combined. Versus some other high-priced guys, you got like right here, Steph Curry. Obviously, he's not playing, but only 1.3. He could be a sneakier play than someone who's getting a lot of blocks and steals. Another one is Devin Booker, who's actually going to play, and his is only at 1.3 combined. So he would actually get a boost in this contest. Also right here, a really good one, Trae Young. Averaging these up, it's only 0.8, pretty low. Another one down here, DeRozan, Kyrie. These are the type of guys you're going to want to target. And also, like we said, turnovers don't matter. So it doesn't matter if they average a ton of turnovers. Honestly, it makes them better plays if they're averaging a lot of turnovers. Like Trae Young's averaging 3.8 turnovers. That's the second highest I see on here, and that hurts his current average. So Trae Young's actually one of my favorite plays here for this all offense competition, because he does average a lot of turnovers and he gets a lot of threes and also not a lot of steals and blocks. So he should be pretty slept on for Sorare, and honestly pretty perfect for this limited all offense. And like we saw, a guy like Embiid for his limited moment, it's going to be $170. And his average score is 60, but take into account that he gets a lot of blocks and steals, and then Trae Young is less than half of that price at $73. I actually think this is up a little bit as well. Maybe people are catching on to this kind of strategy for the all-offense competition, but Trae Young could be a really good play in here, so I would look for those kind of guys. Again, I might have said this wrong before, but high turnovers actually is good for this contest, because turnovers don't count, at least from what I've seen so far in the settings. And guys with these low block steal combinations are going to be slept on as well. And then look for that 3-point boost as well. Trae Young's going to get that. Kyrie's going to get that. Anthony Simons could get that. So those are the kind of guys I like for these contests. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one on Sorare Week 18, I believe. If you did, then definitely leave a like, subscribe to the channel, check out some Top Shot content, maybe even consider signing up for Top Shot. You get $15 free with my code. Also, I guess if you haven't signed up for Sorare and you're watching this, use my code and you'll get 20 free cards plus the chance to get a free limited when you buy 5 limited on auction. So hopefully you guys do well. Follow me on Twitter for more updates on this week 18 for Sorare, and I'll catch you guys in another video.